Coach, what is the focus of your team heading into their first ever season of competition when you're dealing and working with a lot of different athletes that come from a lot of different backgrounds in dance, different genres, getting them all together and getting them ready for the first competition?
So we have a lot of girls coming from, in the world of dance, there's basically studio and then there's high school competitive dance. And even within the high school competitive dance, Minnesota dances differently than Wisconsin does. So generally the girls all have the same skill set, however they dance just a little bit differently. So like Minnesota dance team is super strong hitting, really powerful, really strong, whereas some girls who coming from a studio background are really trained in ballet, so which is not quite as strong hitting, more graceful, flowy movements, I guess is the best word to use there. So really getting us to dance together, look like a team. Individually, the girls are all extremely talented, and now we just have to get them to all learn each other's skill sets, dance together with the same choreography, interpreting the choreography in your own way instead of doing it how the team is doing it all together. So right now the girls all know the choreography. Watching them individually, they're doing an awesome job. We just have to really fine tune those specific movements to say like, look your head this way, or really get into that plie a little bit deeper. Really small things like that. So we have our first competition this weekend, and we're practicing today, tomorrow, to really get those fine-tuning things figured out for this weekend.
What are some of the challenges your first year competing at the NAIA level, a level that everyone has experience in dance but not experience at the NAIA level? What's the challenges of getting ready for that?
Right. So, like I said, dance is a huge world with all sorts of different competitions and different ways to compete, different ways to perform. So the girls have all competed before, but some, like I said, competed in Minnesota, some competed in Wisconsin, some did studio competitions, which really vary in the way that they score things. What I really like about the NAIA is they're very specific in how they scores. So what we are worried about this weekend, or I should say focused, not worried, that we have never competed with this score sheet exactly. And there are other teams there that have. This is our first season going in, and other teams are really used to, if we do this move instead of this move, we'll get more points, or if we land this way, we'll get more points. And we're trying to figure all that out going into the first season. But I think we'll really get a hang of it after the first couple competitions, and we'll really be prepared to compete at the qualifiers competition. And that's February 22nd.
For those that are unfamiliar with NAIA dance, or maybe dance as a whole, how are your routines judged and scored, and what ends up on the score sheet?
So like I said, I really like the way the NAIA does it and how they score us. So there are 3 mandatory things that we need to do. So the first is a squad leap. So those familiar with dance, you know what a leap is. Those not familiar, it's a jump. And we also have to do a squad turn, so that's a pirouette. And then we also have to do a squad turn sequence, so that's multiple pirouettes in a row, all cone turns for those familiar with dance. So those are the 3 mandatory things that we need to do. And then the rest of the routine, we have to do jazz, 8 counts of jazz, 8 counts of hip hop, and then 8 counts of pom. So they really lay out the routine for you, and then the rest is kind of up to the choreographer and the coach and how they want to be creative and how they want to choreograph the dance, I guess. So each of those skills that we have to do are in a different level. So if we wanted to get 1 to 2 points, we could do an easy jump, where if we want to get 4 to 5 points, we could really bump up that difficulty and really challenge our girls. So throughout the season, right now, most of our skills are in the 3 to 4 point range, and then throughout the season, I really want to bump us up to get to that 4 or 5 point range to really just bump our difficulty up, which will give us higher scores in the end.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.